Hi. So, basically, at this point, it's time to go to radio with the album, with the first single, which is called Torch, off of the album, which is called Solarium, by the way. I don't think I said that. The album itself was called Solarium, and the first single was called Torch, and now we're taking this first single to alternative radio. Well, Universal was having problems getting alternative radio to play the single, to even accept the single, to listen to. Like, we weren't even, it just wasn't happening. So they decided to send me personally on the road with Steve Leeds, the head of national promotions for alternative radio at Universal, and we were going to do a radio tour of like 18 alternative rock stations. They forgot to tell him how deathly afraid of flying that I am. I mean, to this day, I am just like the worst kind of flyer you could ever imagine. I mean, there were times, I'll tell you one story. I mean, there was one time when I was on a flight and we were on the tarmac and there was bad weather, and we were waiting in line, and I had even gone to like a fear of flying class, like school, you know, and the therapist at that fear of flying class told me to pattern my behavior after the stewardesses or the stewards, you know, like if they're not freaking out, then I should not be freaking out. If you see a stewardess running down the aisle, then okay, you can freak out. But so I was on this flight. It was like a New York to San Francisco flight, I think. And I was sitting there, and it was 3 hours on the tarmac, and I was just like popping Xanax like crazy, just trying not to freak out and have a panic attack on this flight. And the next thing I know, some guy stands up and starts yelling, and a stewardess goes running over to him to make him sit back down in his seat, and I see her running, and I'm like, oh, she's panicking. It's a stewardess running. I'm out of here. And I get up out of my seat, and I run full force. I'm in the throttle of like the worst panic attack I've ever had in my life, and I run to the back of the plane, and I'm hyperventilating so fast and so bad, and the stewardess grabs me by my shoulders, and she's like, just breathe, and I'm thinking to myself, am I not breathing? Oh my God, I'm not breathing. And then that's the last thing I remember, because I blacked out, I hit the ground, and I woke up to the sound of the pilot on the flight saying, please return to your seats. There's a medical emergency on board. We're going back to the gate. Please buckle your seatbelts. There's a medical emergency on board. And all I kept thinking to myself is this person would get off of me so I could go back to my seat because there's a medical emergency on board. And it didn't occur to me that I was the actual medical emergency. And I had made the plane get out of line and go back to the gate, and they canceled the flight. And then I was fine once I got off the plane. So, I mean, this is like kind of stuff, this is the kind of flyer that I am, you know? Nobody told Steve Leeds. I'm gonna leave it right there.